planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome to Life with Nia. Today we are setting up our December 2022 budget. This is our last budget for the year. And before we jump into all things December, I want to show you next year's budget book and what I'm looking to change, and solicit feedback from you all on what your thoughts are about some changes. So month overview, probably going to be very much the same. I'll lay down bill stickers when we get into January. I still think that I will use this for the Budget Mom Savings Tracker on this side, and then the Zero Out Savings Challenge on this side. Now here's where I'm looking to change some things. So right now, this is income on the left, expenses on the right. I got income here. I was going to use this for notes. Then I was thinking goals. Now I don't know. But I'm going to break out my expenses and have like personal, home, life expenses on the left, business expenses on the right. So that is one change. Then cash envelopes and sinking funds will stay the same. Debt tracker, weekly check-in will stay the same. And then there's one page left. So let me know what your thoughts are on what I can use this space for. I don't have as many pages this go round in the back, so I'm also struggling with how I want to set this up. I've got like my goals ready to go. Then it's like, okay, so I'm doing my expenses and business expenses, so do I want to do this the same way? So I was thinking 2023 budget, but not to include business related things, personal expenses, then maybe business budget, business expenses, but then I have the business tax info, and I don't know if there's enough space. So I don't know. I also have less pages back here, so I'm going to have a separate notebook for, it's a work in progress. Any thoughts that you may have to get it together are greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's talk about December. For December, we have some goals to save $750. Now we've already done $484 for our 100 envelope savings challenge, so that really just leaves $266. And then we also had some savings for the first week of December. That was in the week 48 of the savings challenge. So we don't have a lot left to go to reach that $750. I have a goal to pay down $2,000 in debt, with like roughly $1,000 of that being Afterpay. We'll talk about that in just a second. Track expenses, $3K in Etsy sales. I want to hit $5K in my emergency fund. Working on Shopify this month and QuickBooks update, because I think the last time I updated anything, it was October. And so as we near the end of the year, I definitely need to get my expenses and things logged in QuickBooks for tax purposes. All right, so for income this month, nothing really spectacular is going on here. I anticipate about $6,504 for the income, which is roughly, I think, close to $3,500 less than last month. So drastic decrease, but also looking like increase in expenses as it relates to Afterpay and our Black Friday shopping. So for expenses, these are just like the normal everyday things that I have down here. Nothing too big going on, nothing new really going on. Business expenses though, I am looking to purchase a few things, not anything expensive, just stocking up on things like mats, blades, cello bags, mailers, those types of things before the end of the year, just to, it's a very minimal amount, but just to sort of reduce any tax liability. So I will be doing that. Then we have our cash envelopes. There is a cash envelopes video for December already up. Cash envelopes this month was $881. I did have $17 that was rolled over to eating out because I didn't realize I had $17 left. It was in another cash envelope, and then 108 for gas, which is normal for me to roll over the gas money. So we have 168 available for gas and 97 available for eating out. 260 for groceries. I did use Every Plate this week. It's been a while since I've used them, and I have it set up for next week as well. So it like bills on a Sunday, and then I get my box on a Friday. So it's really like, unless I make a meal that day or that weekend, it's really for the next week's meals. So I'll have meals set up for the 12th through the 16th, and then also for I have, it's not 5 days of meals, but I have 2 days of meals left for the week of the 5th through the 9th, which helps mitigate some of that grocery budget. So I have $260 for groceries. I did go over in November, and it's like $40 that I'm spending with Every Plate, so that 40 gets pulled and paid back for, because it's my debit card that's being used to pay for the Every Plate since it's online. So I think that will help with the not needing to spend as much for groceries, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I do plan to do a little bit of bulk shopping this week or this month. Paper towels, some breakfast items. Then there's like 2 other things on the list I can't remember at the moment, but when I go get PD's meds, I typically get those things as well. Household 20, which I'll probably use that for the paper towels instead of my bulk envelope. PD got 80. He's only got 1 prescription I have to refill this month, and that should be around $60 or so. And then I put $81 in my business envelope. So I am starting to look at making purchases for things for the spring planner sesh box. Not exactly sure of the date at the moment, probably February or so. But the planner sesh box does take months of planning, and so we're starting to plan. We're no longer contributing to Black Friday, but we'll start that back up at the beginning of the year. P.O. Box, Health Car, Sam's, Prime, Canva, all the normal, those things will be due early next year. And we've got our little iPad fund, birthday fund, and then Silhouette will be due, I think, either December or January. So that is what's going on with the cash envelopes. On our sinking funds were doing really well. So I really want to hit 5,000 for my emergency fund, which we're at 4241, and we added 484, so that brings us to 4725. So we're about 275 short of 5K, and so I don't know that we're gonna hit it by the end of the month. Something miraculous would need to happen, but I did the 100 envelope challenge, and that is what got us to where we are today. But I also spent from my emergency fund early in the year when I was keeping PD alive. So that's what it is. Now, when we look at our emergency fund here, 3 months of home is $54.75. 1 month of like absolutely necessary expenses is $52.43. And I will say, like, absolutely necessary was based off of January of last year, which has changed because grocery was only $200. The way this inflation is set up, we can't live off of that anymore. But I don't spend $120 a month on gas, so that sort of offsets each other. And then student loans, I had $500 estimated, and we haven't been paying those, so that's been good. So, you know, this is not exactly accurate anymore, but I still use it as sort of a goalpost. So that is like, 5,000 is like a month of expenses. It's not going to get me very far. 3 months would be 15,000. So, you know, I just try to think about like, where is this going to get me? So 54.75 would at least get me 3 months of a place to live without utilities. So I just, you know, I kind of like look at, where am I at? Where am I trying to be? So we're going to continue this into next year for sure. And these numbers will be revised, but and this makes me think, maybe I'll put emergency fund on that page, because that would solve my problem. And the page I'm talking about is in the back. Sorry, shiny things. So I have here the budget, and on this version, I had the budget and then expenses. So maybe I'll do the budget and emergency fund, and then business budget, taxes, and then expenses, business expenses. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. I should write that down because I'll forget. But anyways, so going back to sinking funds. I did not think I was going to hit 10K on the sinking funds this year, but I did. We're currently sitting at 12,131. And I think that I'm starting to prepare for Canva, Silhouette, Amazon Prime, Costco, and Sam's memberships. They all have varying renewal dates between, I think Silhouette may be December. It's either December or January. But between, you know, January, February, somewhere around there. And so those are the items that I would be deducting from the sinking funds. So we're looking at, let's see, 120, 120, 60. Maybe like $400 or so. Plus Christmas. I don't expect to spend the full amount, but let's just say I do. That's roughly $750. So if you take that from the 12,131, that brings us down to 11,381. So I'm like, it's helping me to plan for like next year where I want this to be as well. So we're doing really well on our sinking funds and just the consistency of it. I'll probably see like early Q1 of next year, the amount like in my tax fund go down significantly. It's like close to $3,000. It's at $2,757 right now, and it'll be probably over $3,000 by the end of the year. So, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to owe some taxes, and so I'll see that go down, but still, I think we're doing pretty good on our sinking fund. So that is what is going on there. Still trying to hit that 5K for the emergency fund though. Debt tracker, this is where we got into trouble. So we're at 33,246 for our focus debt. We added about, I would say $2,200 in Afterpay. And maybe 50 to 100 in Klarna. So right now it's sitting at 304 for Klarna and 1949 for Afterpay. And I'm pretty sure I have close to $1,000 that I have to pay this month in Afterpay. Now, good news about that is I have the sinking fund for Black Friday. I don't have a full amount because I spent some of it, but I do have that. I also know that next year I need to save more. I don't know. It fluctuates because I didn't spend as much last year as I did this year on Black Friday. This year I slightly lost my mind. But here we are. I have no regrets. So now the bill is due. So we are going to focus on getting those paid back down. And that is really the focus for the debt this month, is paying those down, which is my $2,000 goal, essentially, is to get those paid. And then that is about it. I'm going to have business expenses here, but I don't have anything written on there just yet. I've got a list of things that I potentially want to purchase before the end of the year, but that is what we are working on for December. Let me know if you have your December budget set up yet, and let me know any ideas that you may have for setting up the 2023 budget book. I am open to any and all suggestions, ideas, things that you might want to see that I don't do, any of that. So please share down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.